Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Lucas Oil Online Race Report. I'm your host, Craig Hoffman, racing expert Scott Douglas, and new to the Lucas Oil Online Race Report this week, Lachlan McLean. He's with 84 WHAS Radio. You can stream it on live in the Louisville television market, right?
That's right, WHAS.com. I'm not a racing expert, but I play one on this show.
And, of course, you can watch Kentucky Auto Motorsports, the TV show, every week, and you'll see Lach later on in the year in Lexington, Louisville, and the Bowling Green television markets. But this weekend, Scott and Lach, anything can happen in Atlanta. A lot of fast speeds there. They can go 185, 190. What do you expect, Scott?
Well, I expect to watch a great race, and I expect to be paying attention to those seats. A lot of empty seats in Atlanta, and everybody's talking economy. Will this really have a big impact on how many fans show up in Atlanta? Yeah. Normally a good race there, a very fast racetrack.
A very fast racetrack, and people like to see these wrecks, Lach.
Yeah, they do. I mean, let's not lie. I mean, people go to hockey games to watch fights, and they go to NASCAR to watch, a spill, a bang up here and there. You don't want anyone to get hurt, but that is part of, the intrigue for the sport, the attraction, especially for some of the more casual fans.
David Rudin doesn't want to run backwards next year, that's for sure.
American Commercial Lines has been a sponsor in this show. They've been involved with NASCAR for the last few years. They're getting out of it after the truck race in Atlanta this weekend, the ACL 200. It's good to have sponsors there. Here's the truck right here. Now, if you want to win this truck, the ACL number 2, they're not racing it this year. That's a pretty good-looking truck, isn't it?
So it's a true collector's item is what we're telling you.
A true collector's item, especially for all those Jack Sprague fans out there.
Absolutely.
All you have to do, it's pretty easy. Email us, and we'll put you in the entry box, or they can mail it, snail mail.
Yeah, you can go snail mail at 1601 Alliant Avenue, 40299 out here off Blank and Baker.
Pretty easy. The economy of NASCAR, if you missed our show this past week, we talked about it and broke it down. Lach, we wanted to bring you on the Lucas Oil Online Race Report because we do have a lot of viewers out there who watch this. What about the economy and racing, not only NASCAR but down to the local levels? Do you see it turning around this year, or is it just going to be a tough year?
Well, you would think that NASCAR is a sport that's relatively insulated because the fan base is pretty solid, and sponsorship in this sport as opposed to others leads to increased purchases of their products and to brand loyalty and things like that. That being said, it's gotten to the point where it's just too expensive for one company to sponsor, other than just the huge mammoth big shops, to sponsor a car all year. So I think what you're going to see is more of the split sponsorship deals, split the season up in quarters and thirds. And honestly, that's a good solution. I mean, other sports don't have that opportunity where Coke says, I'll take a third of the NFL season. NASCAR is a sport that lends itself to some creative economic corporate solutions. So I think they'll be okay that way. They do need to worry about keeping fannies in the seats, though. I mean, we have seen thousands of empty seats at tracks throughout the years. The TV ratings are taking slight declines, but they're basically stable. They got to keep fans in there, and if that means lower concession prices.
One driver who's talking about this is Jeff Burton, and he says the drivers need to step up and do more.
I think it's important for us to understand the situation that we're in. I think it's important for us to understand that maybe we've been a little bit spoiled, and it's time to go back to work. It's time to roll the sleeves up, do more things with the fans, interact with the fans a little bit. Listen, let's face it, this sport's grown at an incredible rate, and we're at a time now where we've kind of leveled up. We need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, what do we need to do better? How can we do it? And then go out and make it happen. Without our fans' involvement, we're nothing. We're absolutely nothing. One of the things that separated us from the NFL, from Major League Baseball, from the NBA is our willingness and our effectiveness of participating with the fans. I think we've gotten away from that a little bit. I think we got to engage that, and we got to embrace it, and we got to go back and get back to it.
And one thing you can do is support the local tracks.
Yeah, but there need to be 42 other guys saying exactly what Jeff Burton's saying, because he gets it.
If you have a team and you have an hour to test or an hour to spend with the fans, pick the fans.
And quit charging $8 zillion to come to Louisville and spend 2 hours with the fans. Be reasonable, and some businesses will have you up here. Hey, we've had drivers up here.
It's an economic reality. A lot of people are having to make some changes in that.
Talking about local tracks, let's break down a couple of them right here. Salem getting ready, Scott, for the ARCA 200.
I just love this race. And again, what a great way to really kick the local season off with the ARCA Stars here. And that's coming up. Again, first weekend of April. Get your tickets now. And again, you still talk about a value. That's one of the best ticket prices out there.
Lach, you can ride on the dirt, can't you?
I have running on dirt inside Freedom Hall, but now I'm tempted to go out to Bluegrass Motor Speedway.
It's always showtime out there. And I tell you, everybody, here on the Lucas Oil Online Race Report, maybe we can get Lach out the Bluegrass Speedway and ride some dirt this summer. What do you think?
Can I get next to you and run you off the road?
That would be fun. I'd love to see that.
Lucas Oil, Made in America, sold to the world. Lachlan McLean, 84 WHAS Radio, big powerhouse station in the Louisville, Kentucky television market.
And eventually I'll have these guys on the radio too.
Yeah,
you never know.
Scott Douglas, Lucas Oil, Off-Road Racing Series.
World Series of Off-Road, and of course, Monster Jam, all speed shows, but that Lucas Oil World Series Off-Road, we have some great programs coming up, great racing.
We'll see you next time. Enjoy the racing, everybody.